Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly excited you're joining us because today we're tackling something that is just absolutely crucial for growing families. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by endless government forms or stared blankly at a phone menu just trying to get a little bit of help, believe me, you are not alone. Our goal today is to take the South Dakota WIC application process and break it down into a super simple, easy to follow guide. We're going to clear away all the confusion so you can get the support your family actually deserves, entirely without the headache. Let me ask you a quick question to start off. Are you feeling the pinch at the grocery store lately? I mean, who isn't, right? Keeping a growing family fed with healthy, nutritious food can feel like a massive financial stretch right now. Well, if that sounds familiar, the WIC program, which stands for Women, Infants, and Children, is an incredibly empowering solution, and it's designed specifically for caregivers just like you. Think of it not as a handout, but as a literal launchpad for your child's healthy future. Okay, let's dive right into this because the benefits here are truly life-changing. We're talking about free, highly nutritious foods tailored to exactly what your growing family actually needs. You know, things like milk, eggs, cereal, infant formula. But wait, it goes way beyond just the grocery aisle. It's actually a dedicated support system. It offers everything from personalized nutrition education to breastfeeding guidance, and it acts like a community hub, connecting you to healthcare, immunizations, and all sorts of other essential services. Now, when you're looking around for local resources, you really want to keep an eye out for official materials from the South Dakota Department of Health. The folks running WIC in the state are out there actively trying to reach families just like yours. Their outreach highlights things like healthy eating, breastfeeding support, and supplementing diets for income-eligible families. It's basically public health in action, and it's designed to be super friendly and accessible to everyone. So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with an introduction to South Dakota WIC, move on to who is eligible, cover financial and income guidelines, walk through the step-by-step application process, talk about gathering your required documents, and wrap up with the appointment and beyond. All right, let's get into Section 1, Introduction to South Dakota WIC. At its absolute core, WIC is a completely free program. It's funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and run locally by the South Dakota Department of Health. And I really want to emphasize this point. WIC is an empowering tool. Actually, research shows that children who participate in WIC enter school with higher cognitive skills. Seriously, it's a direct investment in their future. It's absolutely meant to support your family's health, not be some daunting bureaucratic government hurdle. It is literally there to help you be the best caregiver you can be. Moving right along to Section 2, who is eligible? So the crucial point here is that you need to meet 4 specific pillars to qualify for South Dakota WIC. Just think of them as a quick checklist. You need to fit into a specific category of person. You need to actually live in South Dakota. A health professional needs to determine you have a nutritional need, which, by the way, they do for free at the clinic. And finally, you need to meet the financial guidelines. Let's explore that first pillar right now, the categorical one. WIC is structurally designed for critical developmental windows. You fit the category if you're pregnant, postpartum up to 6 months, or breastfeeding a baby up to 1 year old. It also covers infants and kids right up to their 5th birthday. But here's something so many people just don't realize. If you're a single father, a foster parent, a grandparent, or a legal guardian with custody of an eligible child, you are entirely welcome and heavily encouraged to apply on their behalf. Take Mark, for example. He's a single dad from Sioux Falls who thought WIC was strictly for mothers. Well, he applied and was able to get formula for his infant daughter with 0 issues. Remember, WIC is for the child, and you are their champion. Next up, Section 3, Financial and Income Guidelines. This is the part where a lot of people wrongly assume they make way too much money to qualify. To be eligible, your household gross income, that's the amount before taxes, must fall at or below 185% of the federal poverty level. For a family of 2, the annual limit is just over $40,000. Now, what's really interesting about this is how household size is calculated. Get this, a pregnant woman actually counts as 2 household members. Having twins? Boom, you count as 3. This makes it significantly easier for expecting mothers to meet those income qualifications. But wait, because there is a massive shortcut here. If you or your child are already enrolled in SNAP, Medicaid, TANF, or the Food Distribution Program on Indian reservations, usually called FDPIR, your financial hurdle is automatically cleared. This is known as adjunctive eligibility. Basically, you get to skip the income math entirely. The state assumes that because you qualified for those other programs, you automatically meet the WIC income limits. Talk about making the process incredibly smooth, right? All right, Section 4, the step-by-step application process. Let's move to the actual process and see how this builds. Here is your super simple 4-step map. Self-assess, schedule, gather documents, and attend. Step 1 is literally what you're doing right now, self-assessing your eligibility. Step 2 is making that initial contact to schedule your appointment. Step 3 is gathering your paperwork so you're totally prepared. And Step 4 is just showing up to the clinic. To completely conquer Step 2, you have a couple of really easy options. You can jump online and go to the state's website at sd.gov/WIC. You'll see a big button right there that says Request an Appointment or Apply. Or if you prefer actually talking to a real human being, South Dakota has a toll-free customer service line you can call at 1-800-738-2301. Pro tip here, you can easily do this on your lunch break right from your smartphone. They will route you directly to your local county clinic to get you on the calendar. So easy. Moving on to Section 5, gathering your required documents. I cannot stress this enough, this checklist is your absolute best friend. When you head to the clinic, you need to bring identification for everyone enrolling. That means a driver's license for you, and maybe a birth certificate or hospital crib card for the baby. You also need proof of residency, like a utility bill or a lease showing your physical South Dakota address. Next, bring your proof of income, like recent pay stubs from the last 30 days, or if you're taking that shortcut we talked about, your SNAP or Medicaid award letter. Finally, grab your child's immunization cards or a doctor's note verifying your pregnancy. But hey, listen up, because here is a super common mistake to avoid. Make absolutely sure your utility bill or lease is dated within the last 60 days. If it's older than that, they literally won't be able to accept it. Have all these in a nice little folder, and you will walk in feeling incredibly confident. And finally, Section 6, the appointment and beyond. Let's completely demystify the clinic appointment to remove any anxiety you might have. It's actually a really warm, supportive environment. First, a health professional will take heights and weights. They'll also do a very quick fingerstick blood test to check for things like anemia. Though, quick side note, babies under 9 months are totally exempt from this. Then, you'll sit down to just chat about your family's nutrition, your personal goals, and honestly, any struggles you might be having. And the absolute best part, if you're eligible, you walk out that very same day with your WIC food benefits loaded up and ready to use at the grocery store. Before we wrap up, please just note that this information is accurate as of August 2026. You should always verify the latest, most up-to-date details at sd.gov/WIC or with your local office. Look, WIC is proven to set children up for much healthier, stronger futures. With so many families leaving these incredible, life-changing benefits on the table simply because they think the paperwork is going to be too hard, the only real question left is, will you take that first step today and let WIC work for you? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.